I'll start by saying I'm 94 years old, and in 3 months I'll be 95. And in that time, I've had the wonderful experience of this place. I remember when I was 16, I stood in the sanctuary of a big church in Columbus. It was a congregational church. The minister didn't believe in the Virgin Mary, and so it was okay with me, the rest of it, until I got to the litany of, I believe in God the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord. He was crucified, dead, and buried, and by the third day he rose from the dead and raised someone. And at that point, my words stuck in my throat, literally. I can remember them vividly. I dropped it. I couldn't go back to church with my family. I tried to explain why, but that didn't work. They still went. I didn't. And I didn't go back to a church until I had a little 2-year-old boy. I had noticed this building. I noticed how amazing the front was when my little boy said, "Look, Mom, a ship." And sure enough, it looked like a ship, and it has been like a ship. And Blue Boat Home was a perfect thing to play for this essay. I cannot tell you how important it is in my life. I have family. I'm very close to them. And number 2 is St. John's. There's a dog or a cat in there somewhere. But it's been, I can tell you things about this place you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe there were torches on the wall of this church, and they were live. We had clouds hanging from the ceiling when we had a big, what was it? Renaissance Fair, thank you. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of tears. My church was here for me when my son died a couple of years ago. And they not only furnished all the help and support I needed, but also contributed a fair amount of money, which helped my daughter-in-law a great deal. I didn't know churches did things like that. We do it when we can for people who need food, people like me who need a ride without a car. I don't mean that without a car. Let's just skip that part. I have so many friends here, I cannot tell you how close they are, as close as family, really. There's been no part of this experience that has made me so angry that I would stay away and just sort of ignore it, but I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand being away from here. And this is as honest as I can be, folks. It's a special place to be when you need it. And it's special for others to have you here. There are no words that can invite you adequately, but if you're here for the first time or the second time, make sure you come back, because every Sunday is different, right? We almost always feed you. Sometimes it's better than other times. But I think it's a wonderful thing to do a luncheon for people who live as far away as Romania, so that their older folks have bread. All the proceeds of those lunches which you eat here, go to those folks a long way off, who, by the way, are supporting people from Ukraine in their little houses, their little towns. So for me, it's not just a place which I was attracted to, but more than that, I was given an opportunity to be part of something much bigger than any other part of my life except my family. I trust that you will feel some of that. The more you come, the more you begin to feel it yourself. I hope that you'll feel able to give as much as you can. And the one thing I want you to remember, besides all this, is that St. John's is self-supported. There is no other unit or group or resource or backup. This is it. This is it. We don't receive other funds, but we like to give. And so this year, when you start thinking about your pledge, and I hope you will do that soon, because there's a time period that makes it work, help the people that guide the church. And that time is soon. So think about it, begin to love it as I do, and thank you for holding me in your hearts for now.